Hey everybody, and welcome back to the TheMindCatcher's channel. You've seen it floating all around YouTube. Now that it has died down a bit, it's time for me to do my review. So I'm going to try to use only Covergirl in this tutorial. They sent me enough where I feel like I can do all Covergirl. Okay, so I'm going to start off with my Covergirl lid lockup. You know Covergirl is super affordable drugstore makeup. So this should be fun. And we're just going to tap that onto the lid. We're going to let that stay on our lid for about 30 seconds. Let it do its thing. Now with the full spectrum lineup, they came out with 4 different shadow palettes. You have the Gravity palette, the Zodiac palette. We also have the Posh palette. And I'm sorry for laughing. My husband is in here with me right now and he's kind of, you know, bothering me. That's what he does. So we're just gonna...
Hello everybody.
Hi everybody. The last palette is the Reverence palette. Somewhat subdued shades. That's gonna be a pretty one. They have lots of transition colors in this one. I am very tempted to use this one, but I know it's springtime and I know we're tired of seeing neutral looks from me, so we're gonna go for some color today. I don't know if it needs it or not, but I'm gonna go ahead and lay down a base just in case. Anytime I'm dealing with color, I always lay down a base. So I'm gonna use the NYX base. This is in Skin Tone. So I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna use some of these transition colors inside of the Reverence palette, and then I'm gonna pop into the Zodiac palette. So we're gonna use the colorful shades for the lid, but I need a transition color. They have a pretty reddish brown right here inside of the Reverence palette, so I'm gonna use that as a transition. All right, next I'm gonna go into this goldish shade here. This palette is super saturated. It says it on the front, but I'm letting you know the colors are super bright, very saturated. I love this gold. Also, if you hear any noises in my video, we did get a puppy for the girls, or actually for my husband. It's an American Bulldog, and he is so cute. He's about 9 or 10 weeks old, and he is so full of life and bouncy and just does not sit down and likes to play all day. So you will be hearing him in the videos because he's here training right now. We also have a Chiweenie named Lacey, and she was a rescue dog. And hopefully they'll become friends. Mac does have an Instagram. Lacey is not really into social media, so we're gonna leave her alone. But Mac he has an Instagram account. I'm gonna leave it down below, so if you want to see him,
Lacey will make appearances from time to time.
if you want to see him, you can. But she's starting to get used to him, and I think she's a much older dog than him. We really don't know how old Lacey is, but we celebrate her birthday February the 16th. So we think she's maybe about 3, maybe, I don't know. But she's a sweetheart. All right, guys, I'm gonna put a little bit of this green on. It's a pretty green. And I'm pretty much thinking about the spring. It's springtime. Let's go for it. All right, going back into the Reverence palette. Okay, we're gonna go into that deep brown and just put it here in the outer corner. Mac, behave. So those are the only shades I'm gonna put on my top lid. I don't even think I'm gonna put a wing on. I think I'm gonna leave it as is. But as you can see, the colors are very, very vivid. That deep brown gave me what I needed without having to use a black. And I think that it's very pretty for springtime. out and about makeup. All right, I'm gonna put some of this Covergirl Lash Blast primer on my lids. I'm very, very into primer right now. It really helps those lashes pop. I'm gonna apply a lash as well, but if you're a person that does not know how to put on lashes, no matter how many tutorials you watch, get you a lash primer. I'm telling you, it makes those lashes look so much longer and thicker and fuller. All right, guys, I'm going to apply the Rimmel London Scandal Eyes Mascara. And I really like what this mascara is doing to my lashes. Very nice. I'm going to just make a note right now that I do have a Covergirl mascara, but for the life of me, I cannot find it right now. And as soon as I finish this video and start cleaning up, it's going to be like, hey girl, I was sitting right here and you didn't see me, girl. I was right here. I know it every time. All right, guys, so that is what my eyes look like. I'm absolutely loving it. The lashes that I used, I did get from Amazon. They're mink lashes. I did mention them in a haul video recently. I'll link them down below. Everything that I use, I'm going to link below along with the color and all of that stuff so you guys will know. We're going to move into the face because I'm going to save my lash line for last. I'm using the Full Spectrum Matte Ambition. This is the mattifying primer. My first time using it. It's SPF 20 in this. Ooh, it came out pretty runny. Kind of like lotion. I already moisturized my face and everything, so just slapping this puppy on. So I narrowed it down to about 5 different shades that might work for me. We have the Full Spectrum Matte Ambition All Day Shine Free Foundation. This one is in Deep Neutral 1. So I'm just going to squirt a little bit on my hand. There is a pump and it is a glass bottle. And I'm just going to put a little stripe here on my cheek. And I can see that that's pretty light. So I'm trying to line them up here on the desk so I can remember which one I swatched. That was Deep Neutral 1. Let's try Deep Cool 1. That's a little lighter than the Deep Neutral. Both of these, in my opinion, are too light. So we're going to put this to the side. This next one is Deep Neutral 2. And that one looks a lot better. That one looks a lot better, so I'll put it on my left side over here. This one is called Deep Golden 2, and I usually go to foundations that have a little bit of gold or yellow undertone in it. I'm liking that one. It seems a little deeper than the Deep Neutral 2. Just a tad bit deeper. I might like that one better. Or I might mix. But I think that one is good. And the last one, I think this is the deepest one, is called Deep Cool 3. Yeah. That matches the bottom of my face perfectly. But if I put it on my forehead, it's too deep. So that would be one of the ones that I would possibly contour with. Yep. All right, I'm going to be using my favorite foundation brush. This is the Flat Kabuki F80 from Sigma. And as you guys know, I am an affiliate of Sigma. If you need anything from Sigma, use my code. You get 10% off, and I do get a kickback from that. And I appreciate it. Let's get started with Deep Golden 2. I'm going to do one side of my face with it, and we're going to see the comparison on both sides of the face, if we like it, how it oxidizes, all of that jazz. So let's go. There is a scent to the foundation, but it's a nice fresh scent, so it's not off-putting or anything like that. Kind of smells like the I can't think of it right now. Vitalist? The Vitalist foundation. And get around those ears. Right now it looks kind of luminous, I'm gonna see if it dies down because it says oil free and everything. And I don't mind a luminous look as long as it doesn't make me oily. So we will see. Maybe it's gonna dry down. We will see. But I think that it's a very, very good match. And that's the other side of my face. So you see the foundation just gives you a little uplift, just a little something to say, I have something on my skin, but not too much, you know? I think it's a pretty foundation, but looks can be deceiving. We got to wear it out. We have to use the primer, see what happens. You never know. We're gonna use it on the other side of the face. All right, my friends, I applied it on both sides of my face. I really worked it in. I took my brush and really stippled it in and worked it in. And that's like one pump on this side, one pump on that side. In my opinion, you see it did dry down a bit. I'm looking in the mirror here. It did mattify a bit. And it did, in my opinion, get a little darker too. But that's okay. Well, for me it is. For you, it could be a deal breaker. I think I like the coverage of it. I think that you can build it up, but you have to move fast with it so it doesn't, you know, like just stick in a certain area. If you feel like you need more coverage while it's still looking glowy, you need to start applying your second coat of it. But I think that it looks nice. I think it looks like skin. So I really don't have a powder from Covergirl. I think I'm going to use my regular powder. This is from ColourPop, and this is Deep Dark. I think this is the darkest one. So I'm going to just put that in the areas that I know I crease quickly in. And that's right around my mouth area. I always get creasing, so I can't really blame the foundations for that. I just have lines there and things settle. Alright guys, they did send me a concealer. I believe this one was the deepest shade I saw in the package. So I'm going to use that for under the eye because I feel like this is lighter than my own skin tone, so it can work as an under eye brightener for me. So we're going to use that. And if you're testing out something for the first time, don't do what I just did. I applied it under both eyes, not knowing whether it dries fast or anything. I was being too eager. Never know what it will do, so always do one eye first, just to see. And I can tell you right now, I'm not too much of a fan of this. It's very, very liquidy. It didn't stick to under the eye the way I'm used to. I am using a damp blender, but it's still a little loose. Okay, I think the second application helped out a little bit. And I'm going to use a little bit of my Sacha Buttercup powder. Yeah, I brought it back. I said, let me give it a go again. I'm applying that under my eye. Okay, and I can do my bottom lash line now. So I'm going to apply my Covergirl primer again and some of the Rimmel mascara. While the primer is doing its thing, I'm putting a little bit of the Covergirl Full Spectrum eyeliner on. This one is in the shade Deep Purple. It's very pretty. Putting it in my waterline. Alright guys, I'm going to use a little rose water and just get this dust off my face. Right, I have my Covergirl Ebony bronzer. You guys know this is an oldie but a goodie. So instead of using the darkest foundation shade or powder, I'm just going to use that bronzer. I'm going to get a Sigma large angle contour brush. This is the F40. And dip into that. And they also have these Sculpt Expert palettes with 3 shades inside. You know, they're highlight shades, and you can also use it as like a blush. So I'm going to use a little bit of the blush. I'm not really a blush person. I'm going to use the same angled brush, and we're just going to take it back here and blend it out. And if you're a person that doesn't like that shimmer type blush on your cheek or something like that, you won't like this because it is a shimmer. It's not a matte. Right in this middle shade, I think I'm going to use it as an inner corner highlight. Ooh, it's very close to the shade that's already there. So let me go a little lighter. I'll tap into the lightest shade, this one here, and just mix them. Full spectrum lineup comes with liquid lipsticks in different shades. They have lipsticks, just the regular bullets in different shades. And they also come with lip glosses in different shades. So much to choose from. I do see somewhat of a neutral lip shade right here. It's called Prodigy. So I'm going to use that one. Let me see if I can find a brown lip liner. I have one here from Nika K. I want to say I have one from Covergirl, but I don't know where it is. And we're going to apply Prodigy. So I'm loving the shade Prodigy on my lips. It's very nice. You can feel the little glitters in there, so just a little warning. Those who don't like to feel something on your lips, you can feel those little glitters. And that is your completed look. So I will definitely come back and let you guys know how I like the full spectrum products. I'm going to probably go out a little later. I'm going to try to keep this makeup on. I don't really like such bold makeup to go out with, but I'm going to test it. I'm going to test it and see, and I'll come back and let you guys know what I thought about it. Guys, I did have an opportunity to use the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation out and about. I wore it on my recent trip to Disney World, and let me tell you, it lasted. I did use my Becca primer for it in that video, and I'm going to link it down below. I told you guys that they do have different primers and everything, but I was afraid that the foundation wouldn't last with their primer. Maybe I should use my strongest primer, and I was right. So I was able to get quite a few hours. You guys know, if you've ever been to Disney World, it's a lot of walking, a lot of sunshine. It was, you know, fairly decent temperature. I say it got up to about 80, 83 degrees. I did do a little bit of sweating and everything, but overall, in my opinion, as an oily girl, it held up. So it is a good foundation. Give it a try. You're just going to need a stronger primer if you're super oily like me. You are definitely going to have to use a little tissue or something just to press your face if you're going to be out and about in the sun like I was. So you guys, check it out, and I will definitely come back and let you guys know about the full spectrum products. Right now they're looking great, and I really like them. So thank you so much, Covergirl, for sending me these goodies, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Cyber kisses. Bye.